I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Quinivis community. Welcome to this channel. So in today's video, I'm going to answer some of the questions that I have received from people, from Facebook, from TikTok, from Instagram, and here on YouTube. Some of the lovely people out there wants to know about the entry requirement to be able to come in and do social work. Some people are also wondering whether they can use other degree that they have to come and work as a qualified social worker here in UK. And I want to answer these questions on this video. So the question is, what are the requirements here when you want to come into social work? What do you have to do? What are some of the exams that you need to take to be able to come into social work, qualified as a social worker? What are some of the certificates that you need to have before you can register to become a social worker here in UK? I must say that ideally, you need to have your GCSE qualification and you need to have your A-level qualification. But don't be put off if you don't have A-level qualification, if you don't have GCSE qualification. You can equally go to college and study social work. For me, I didn't have A-level qualification. I did my GCSE in Ghana. And when I came in, I went to college to do access to social work. So there are so many courses at college that you can do to help you come into social work. So what are the requirements for you to come into social work? What are the requirements for you to do social work? Can you be able to use your degree that you have to qualify to become a social worker here in UK? The answer is no. You will not be able to use, for instance, a degree in psychology, a degree in sociology, a degree in law, any degree that you have, you will not be able to use that degree to come and register as a social worker here. You need to do a social work program. Social work is a specialized profession. It's a very good profession, I must say, but you need to specialize with it. You need to understand social work because you're going to work with vulnerable people. You're going to provide support and services. You need to understand the law that relates to adult community. You need to understand the law that relates to Children Act. So you need to come and do a social work degree course or social work master's course or social work step-up course. There's so many other programs, government programs that you can do that will enable you to become a qualified social worker here in UK. But definitely no, if you have other qualifications, you will not be able to use those qualifications to come and work here in UK as a social worker. So my advice to you is that if you have a degree already, you have to make a decision whether you want to use the degree to go to university and do your master's, or you use the degree to go and do another degree. The choice is yours. But I know definitely you cannot use that qualification to look for a job as a qualified social worker. You can use that qualification to look for perhaps a support worker job or perhaps a personal advisor job. You don't need a degree to become a personal advisor or a support worker. Ideally, if you have some sort of interest in working with people, children, and family, then you can apply to become a support worker. But to become a qualified social worker, then you need a degree in social work or master's in social work or the step-up program in social work. So in social work, the courses are structured differently according to every university. They have the 70 days placement when you want to do your placement in the first year placement, and they have the second year placement or the final year placement, which is the 100 days placement. And you have to pass your academic side of social work. They work hand in hand. So you cannot pass your modules and fail your placement, and you cannot fail your placement and pass your module. They all go hand in hand. So every local authority, every local council, every area that you live in have got universities that you can inquire. If you want to go to university here in the UK, there's a form that you need to complete, which is called the UCAS application. And you fill the application in and you send it to the UCAS team, and they will take it to, or also send it to the team, the university that you want to go to, and then if they want you, they will call you for an interview. And once you pass your interview, then you can do your social work degree course or your master's or the step up program. So when you are applying to become a social worker, you will have to do your personal statement. And within the personal statement, you need to sell yourself, because so many people will be looking to go to the university to study social work. So I advise you, the first page of the personal statement, let them know your interest, your passion, why you want to become a social worker, and also what kind of knowledge base, any research that you have done, any reading that you have done that is preparing you to come into social work degree course or the master's course. You need to sell yourself, and ideally you are selling yourself to the university to take you. Why should the university take you as a student? You need to sell yourself, approve to them, convince them that you are a good candidate for a social work program. I've got some of my lovely people out there asking me questions about some of the reading, some of the preparation they need to do, because they're going to start their social work program this September. So I advise you to do a lot of research about the PCF model. PCF is called the Professional Capability Framework Model. And every student here in UK will need to get themselves to understand the models, to get themselves familiarized with the model, because that's what you're going to use to write your reflective logs. That's what you're going to use to write your essay. And that's what you're going to use, your practice educator is going to use to help you in terms of your observations, in terms of supervision. The PCF model should be your bread and butter when you come and do your social work program here in UK. When you come in to do your social work program here in UK, there are so many models. Every university have structured their models differently, but you're going to be studying social work theories. It's something that you need to learn to get your head around, your understanding around social work theories. I'm going to do a video on its own and talk about different theories and how it impacts your practice, different theories that can help you to engage with your clients, that will help you to understand social work. So watch out for that video. There are some of the models that you're going to learn will relate to anti-oppressive, anti-discriminatory practice. You're going to learn social work values and ethics. It's a mandatory requirement, but every university again has structured their course differently. So you can start reading on ethics in social work, values and principles in social work, anti-oppressive practice, anti-discriminatory practice. They are all on social work platforms, such as when you go to Social Work England, their platform, their website, you'll be able to get so much information about the ethics in social work. And also Google it up, you'll be able to get so much. There's so many books as well out there, e-learning, that you can be able to go online and purchase and read yourself, and you'll be able to understand some of the models that you're going to read at university if you are starting your program this September. In social work, you cannot work in isolation of the law. So I would say some of the models you're going to study at the university, again, the university that you might go would structure it differently, but you're going to study legislation around Children Act, you're going to study legislation about adult community, the support for vulnerable adults, support for vulnerable children and their family. That is what social work is about, support for vulnerable people. So there is legislation, policies and procedures that the government has outlined here in the UK for us to use. You're going to learn them all at the university. Part of the models, part of your expectation when you become a student is to do placement. You do the 70-day placement and you do the 100 days placement. The 70 days placement is preparation towards understanding the practicality of social work. When you do your placement, somebody like me, a practice educator, whether on-site or off-site, will be managing you, will be supervising you, will be guiding you to understand the practicality of social work. And also, once you pass the models and you pass your 70 days placement, then you move on to the final year placement, which is the 100 days placement. And again, you will have a practice educator that will supervise you, that will mentor you, that will coach you to understand the practicality of social work. So that is the main reason why you cannot use other degree to look for a job in social work, because some other degrees, perhaps you didn't do practicality of social work when you were a student, but the requirement, the expectation of the program here in the UK is that you need to go in the field and understand the field, get coaching and advice from a practice educator, from a practice supervisor, from managers, so you understand the practicality of social work before you can qualify and call yourself a social worker. There are so many information about practicality of social work that I want to share with you guys, but I'll be uploading my videos on weekly basis, and I'll be able to share as much as possible with you. As a practice educator, as somebody who have done social work for 12 years, definitely I will be able to understand and teach you guys the practicality of social work, what to expect when you come into social work. That is what this community is all about anyway, to educate the new ones that are coming into social work. Keep on bringing your questions to me. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about this video. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Guys, put them on the comment section. I want to dedicate, or I'll be dedicating at least an hour of my time every evening to answer some of the questions that people have for me. I work full-time as a qualified social worker. I work for a local authority, but I really want to engage with people on this community. I want to build my community up. So I've decided to dedicate at least an hour a day in the evening to go through the comment that people have for me, and also plan video ideas, so I can continue to upload videos for you guys. I hope I'm able to explain the requirement that you need to be able to come into social work. I hope I have been able to explain the course structure for you guys. If you have any other questions, let me know. If you are going for an interview, I'm going to do a video talking to you guys about tips that I want to share with you around interview techniques, because I'm getting questions around that side as well. People are thinking and planning to go to university this September, and they have interviews booked up, and they want me to share ideas with them in terms of preparation for interview to be accepted on a social work degree course here in the UK. I will also do another video, guys, and share with you about interview techniques when you qualified as a social worker, newly qualified social work, and you're going for an interview. What are some of the questions you are likely to be asked? What are some of the tips that I need to share with you? I'll do a video, and I'll bring other professionals as well to come and share their ideas with you, share their tips with you. But I want to grow this community first. I want to see how my community is growing, how people are liking my videos, how people are engaging with my videos. Then that will encourage me to bring other professionals on board as well.